Hey, AP Psychology students, this is Ms. Bailey, and I'm on our Canvas page, and I'm sorry that the instructions are not clear for what's all going on this week. So let's start by clicking on your calendar. And the first assignment that hopefully everybody's going to work on is this analyzing perceptual cues in MC Escher's drawings. So this is an activity that I think is pretty groovy because I really like art and I love psychology, and this sort of attempts to merge those two interests. In our unit, when we were talking about perception, we were reading about that on Apex and doing the study guides, we went ahead and learned all sorts of vocabulary and terms and ways that our brains process information so it makes more sense. Well, this super groovy website, it's mcescher.com, and this gallery most popular features some of his most famous works of art. And then below, I'm going to leave student view so you can actually see the Google assignment. One of those quirks with being a teacher, the Google Cloud assignment doesn't show up if I'm in student view, but you'll see down here in this lovely Comic Sans font, this activity for you to complete. And so at the top, you put the title of your MC Escher piece. And so to pick a piece of artwork, you can pick any of them. He has perceptual cues from the field of psychology in all of them. So you'll click the link and then wait. And his most popular works of art will come up. You can see all these super incredible pieces of artwork that he made. This is one of my favorites. I think it's really kind of underrated. It's called Still Life in Street. It's from March 1937, and it's a woodcut. So he actually like carved into wood and then stamped it in ink and then put it on the page and made this incredible piece of artwork. But you can see there's the clotheslines, the two buildings, and it looks like this long, narrow alley actually comes together in the distance. That's a perceptual cue. You get stacks of books, stack of cards overlapping one another, all of these cool, groovy things. So once you pick your piece of artwork, this one I am particularly fond of, then what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to come back to the assignment. And I just have to move that down for a second so I can click back on the assignment. You'll start by writing or copying and pasting the title of the work here. So Still Life in Street View is the work of art I chose. And then what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to put an X in the left column if your piece of artwork has that depth perception cue, because the first section are all about depth perception. And then there are Gestalt principles to make a unified whole. So for example, the deck of cards in the image I selected uses this one, proximity. So you're going to put an X over it because perceiving objects as close together as forming a group. The cards are all stacked and kind of arranged on one another. The books, all of those things, proximity. You could also say that they are also similarity. And so you're just going to take a look at the objects in the piece of artwork you selected. And then if your piece of artwork has that, you put an X, you read the term, the definition, and then say, how is that actually used in the piece of artwork? So for example, interposition is very well used in the piece of artwork I selected. So interposition or overlap means if one figure appears to overlap or obscure another figure, it is being perceived as being in front of that object. So now let's go back to the piece of art I selected. So again, my term right here, interposition. So I'd put an X in this column. And then I'd say, oh, these books appear as though they're almost stacked against the building. So I perceive that this book, the small one with the marbling on it, is closest to me because of interposition. It is overlapping the books behind it. This deck of cards, the 5 of spades, is overlapping. I'm not sure if this is a jack or a queen. Looks like one of the face cards that is below that. There seems to be a pipe perhaps here and an ashtray. The matches are overlapping the table. The clothesline here is overlapping the clothesline back there. So all of those highlight interposition and show one of the perceptual cues that we're talking about in this assignment. On Wednesday, December, let me do some math, 15th, in 2 days, I will plan on working on this with students during the live help sessions. So if you have questions, please join me for that. This video that I'm making right now, I will link to the assignment and share with students who've been asking questions about it. But between now and then, please do not hesitate to send me a message on Canvas or email or anywhere else if you have questions about this MC Escher assignment. Thank you so much, and I hope you are all doing well. Take care. Bye.